Greetings everyone, Melgator here, and I'm finally back with another video. Today what are we going to do? We're going to play on the top ladder. It's not exactly quite the top, I'm right beneath top 50, like 3 games away. But I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make it very soon with the special deck I'm bringing to you today. Are you tired of Anacharis Scorias? I sure as hell am. So, I was thinking, what's the best way to not die? Scoria, well, just play a warlord that doesn't want to die. And I was like, hell, I could play Salamanders, but Salamanders are strong right now, so I'm just going to play Ulrach Branthan. So this is the warlord we're going to be using, and this is the beautiful list. What's new in this list? Almost nothing. I was about to say nothing, but it's almost nothing. Truth is, I added foil plants because it's a great card in Branthan. Why is that a great card? Branthan gets wrecked by special cards. Cards that have unique capabilities. Cards with fast, cards with precognition, with ward, or cards with stealth, for example. That are just, for example, that come into mind. So that's why usually when you see a Branthan deck, you're going to see it stuffed with things like Wash into the Dark, with anti-stealth, with Pyalphas. But actually, Foil Plan is also a really good answer to all of those fast flank, all of those cards. So now, added with the Karen Veterans, the Third Covenant, the Sholta and the Ashen Cloud, we should be able to answer anything our opponent plays into our face. So, that's the list. You'll notice there is no Melgator. Perhaps I should add one, I'm not entirely sure. I am afraid of the lack of card draw, because there is almost no card draw. The only card draw we have are Ashen Cloud and Kazulan, I guess, and Pirate Red, but these are not very stable cards. Alright, we'll talk a little bit more about the list after the video, so stay tuned for that. And we're going to jump into 2 matches where I play against Anacharis Scorias. Those 2 players are highly ranked. I do believe both are above 440. Well, the other one I'm not entirely sure, but these are 2 strong Scoria opponents, and I picked those 2 games because things are going to go Scoria's way. I'm gonna have worse hands than he will have, and this will be a nice trial of fire for deck, and we'll see if we can pass by it, if we can succeed in this trial. So, what's the idea? When you face Scoria with Branthan and with many other decks, you want to maximize the overall health of your entire board, not just of your ward. And that's kind of the reason why I decided to play Branthan rather than Vulcan, for example. Because Vulcan, you start with more health, but Branthan, you're going to be able to raise up the entire health of your board. Salamanders have other good arguments, because with all of the cards with Survivor or just Chaplain, for example, they are really good at maintaining a very solid board state. But, well, as I said, I kind of want to play Branthan. So, here, for example, last illustration of what I just said, I had a choice. I could play either Sholta Legionary, or I could go for a Brown Nev or Veteran Curie. So these 2 cards, they are 4 HP cards, and this is a 2 HP card. But the thing is, if I play Sholta Legionary, I can add my hero power alongside it. So I just play Sholta because that's a 4 health increase, and Branthan and Current Veterans are also 4 health increase. But when I play those cards, I'm hoping that I will have 5 energies, because my opponent won't have played 2 Desolated Grounds, or at least 1 for now. Kind of a bit of a spoiler here. Did you already play 2? I can't remember. Doesn't matter. So yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, so here I play this guy and I get the worst possible start. Like, it's really awful because it's 8 energy for 6 health, so that's a really bad ratio. Yeah, it's too expensive probably. It probably won't see the ground ever, but that's the one I get, so I'm gonna have to play one. Okay, so now I play my current veteran, and that's an increase of 6. 6 is more than 5. The 5 he can deal every turn, so that's a good turn for me overall. What? of course he's going to play in AoE, so my total HP will still go down, but at least I've managed to do something to fight back. And that's what is especially nice about this card, even the 4-4. It was basically 4-5, 4-5 here, so 4-5, 4-5 mana, I mean. So yeah, that was pretty nice. So I'm still at 29, and he's at 31, but I'm rising up in the energy. I mean, my energy total is going up and up and up. And once it gets to 9, mama, we're gonna slam Dentiac on him, and that will slap him for good. Okay, so the Mortal Strike goes to my face, and I'm actually kind of happy about it, because I don't want this thing to die. I want it to suck the damage, but turn after turn, you see? I don't want it to die right after I play it. This can soak up more than 7 points of health. It can soak up 10, 13, even more if I buff its health. So, I want the thing to stay alive. Okay, I top deck a nice thing, Watchers in the Dark. That's really good. No, that's not really good, but that's acceptable. It's the card I can play, I can buff its health, it's 3 more HP onto the board, it will help my my Correct Veteran survive. And since I have Dentiac in hand, and also this big fat dude, I really don't want my Veteran to die, so I'm not swinging. Now you see one of the best death stats I've seen in a while, 4 on 4 here and here, and the 1 into success of whether it was going to kill my 2-3 or not. So that was definitely amongst the 32 best possible hits. Possible rolls. No, that's what I meant. Like, what I mean is that if he runs 32 death stats, then this is likely to be the best one, or out of those 32. Yeah, sorry. Math is not that much of my thing, you know? Now we see another death stat, and it's a good one. It dealt 8 damage to the board. On average, it should deal 7.5, so that's above average, so that's also a very good death stat. Now, with the Xanithe, he hits the 1 in 2 to kill our Correct Veteran, and that's really bad for us, because now we are down to 15 HP and he's still at 31. But his own health is gonna go down very quickly, so I'm not too worried about that. Now I'm finally breaking the rules of hero powering once every turn. I also broke that rule to play a 4 energy card a lot earlier, but I explained right already. Because Dentiac adds 2 targets onto the board, and also it's going to slap him hard, and I need to kill at some point. So that's why I go for Dentiac rather than Dark Fury. It's just more health and just another target. Well, having 3 targets actually doesn't matter, it seems, because even though I have those 3 targets, he still managed to hit my face for 3 points of damage, which is highly unlikely and very unlucky. Now I set up lethal, because I need to, and I'm still at 9, with 5 targets possible, so I'm pretty confident that I should stay alive here. At the very least, Scoria doesn't have anything like Refrax Honor or Vengeful Spirits, so it's hard for him to get those few last points of damage in. Hard, but not impossible. So we see a Rain of Fire here, also the Void Engagement hits, but that seems fair, since our first foil plans showed no troops in his hand. It's likely he actually doesn't have any troops in his deck, which is something I don't recommend, like having Last Rifle or Pi Alpha or I don't know, Duke Mortar, Kizulan. It's always very nice. It can clutch many games, but that's its choice. And at least when he plays Void Engagement, it's a guaranteed 2 points of damage. You see here that even if we did take another 2, we could have survived it, actually. Because he played the Cry Grenade, and in order to do that, he had to refill his energy, so he couldn't swing, so he could do one or the other, so we were 1 HP above the safety threshold, actually. So, things went his way, he hard rolled a lot, and we still managed to win with this little extra safe HP that ensured we stayed alive. Okay, so here we go for the second game. So this time we're facing Iron Jiggle, very player if there is any. And I'm just discarding this whole thing. Network doesn't do much, foil pens we just saw in the first game how useless it is in this matchup. And Dentiac Well, Dentiac is very nice, but it comes in a bit too late, and since I had no other good cards in hand, I really want to go for my Overstadrix, for my Githua, for my Kezulan, for stuff I can put HP on earlier. This is a general concept in this game, and in most CG, I guess, is that when you have a few good cards in hand, then you can afford to keep more greedy ones. You can afford to be a little bit greedy if you have some safety. That makes sense, right? Okay, so here I'm very lucky he doesn't have anything to play. A deserted ground here would have hit us very hard. But you'll see he has, or she has, I don't know, other tricks in their sleeve. So, hey, Duke Mortar, just to tell me, hey, remember, you did not put Melgator into your deck. Heck, I did not. Here, Ulrach finally comes in, but I'm not gonna play it. And here I'm going for a very questionable choice. I want to shut down its energy income right away. And I'm like, okay, this 5-3 is still gonna do things, you know, it's still gonna tank some damage, so it's not wasted. It's not either I killed one thing or another. And since he has a Duke Mortar, I mean, I could take only 4 from the Duke by hitting there, but then I leave Malco. So by playing the counter attack on it, I'm really hoping it's actually only going to swing twice, and that I will be able to finish it off with either a Nash and Claw, or for example a Current Veteran, or Network plus Githua. We see the Desert Tyrant comes in, and that's really a pain. Well, any Desert Tyrant that comes before the turn when we play our biggest cards such as Marauder Squad or Styro, these are really hurtful. Especially around the 4 energy mark where I have all my 4 drops that I can't buff the turn up with them. So he has the Duke, he has the Desolating Ground, so that's also what I consider a very good opening hand for them, especially with the Lord Marker. And we had a very bad one. So now the Xanite kicks in, so he has Scoria was actually able to get rid of my troops, so I won't be able to swing into the 4 troop. That was expected, but it's always a pain. Now I go for Fall Plants, and that's a bit lucky I find something here. But I was like, or strategic probably ain't gonna do much. And World Barrier doesn't do much either, because if I play it, then I take 3, and if I don't play it, I take 4. But if I don't play it, I'll also heal for 1, so overall there was not quite any point playing World by World. Also very unlucky that we got the card in our 2 matches. It's not against Scoria that I want to play this card. Mostly against... I'm not entirely sure if this card has a room for it in this deck in the current meta. So now, instead of going for my Marauder Squad, I want to increase the overall HP of my board the best I can. We know that there is one card that is useless in this hand. It's Screaming Battleground. It's played a New Ho, so that's kind of good. It was. I have no idea why they decided to play the card. It's useless. Yeah, there is literally no reason. So they could have just attacked our face instead of it. But probably not, since despite our 3 targets, we got hit for 2. And that's above average. Just imagine, if we have 3 targets and the card deals 6 points of damage, then on average everything is going to take 2, right? But since it deals only 5, then dealing 2 to my face is better. It's a good result for them. Alright, so, we see a Terra Strike, and that's not the strongest AoE, but at least it's playable with the Xanite. So that's another turn where my opponent deals 30 points of damage to my board, whereas I added less than that to it. So, yeah, 1 step forward into the race of HP for me. Okay, so now, guess what I'm going to do? Pausing right at the right time. You have 1 second to think and to pause the video. What do we do in this spot? And the answer is, Doombringer is not Barbarous Dentiac. So, I'm not playing Doombringer. So now, another very debatable turn for me. I was thinking, well, on the previous turn he played for 9 energy. So it's likely that this time he's going to be able to play for 10 with a swing, a Death Sat, and the Xanite. So I was like, this is going to die to Death Sat anyhow, so I might just as well put the HP there and there. Now that's probably an error, since it's not guaranteed at all that they have Death Sat in their hand. So giving this one extra health might actually have been clutch. Probably a bad decision for me. Maybe it's just result oriented, given on the fact that I was proven wrong by how the game folded out. But if I were to play the games again, this precise game again, then I will probably change that and probably on it. We see another mortar strike kicking in face, and I don't know if I'm happy about it or not, because while I'm starting to get very, very freaking low, I'm also kinda happy that my Doombringer stays alive, because that's the only threat I have in hand, and if it had come to die, well then, Zulan and Sholta are not going to do it. So I will be dependent on drawing my Dentiok or my Canvistaro or my other Marvel Squad. That's 3 cards, but you know. My Parrot Head would have also been very nice, but probably too slow. So I'm a bit lucky that the Doombringer survives, and now I'm going to be able to play my Druid Mode in tournament. I didn't mention it, but the 5 pings went to my face, which is also another 1 in 32. Yeah, 32, I kinda like this number. Remember last game? With the dev set? So here I play everything I have, and I basically hope that he can't kill me. It's not that likely. He has 11 points of damage breakthrough. We just saw the previous turn that he did 13, for example. So that's not impossible, but that's not likely either. Okay, so we see another Abeyance. Also manages to get 2 face. Luckily 0 on the Githua, so the Githua stands to the hit. But here, even with the bridge is only 2 points of damage, so even if the Githua died, I will also still be at 1. So once more, we survive with just this little bit extra health that marks the border between well, that was lucky, but we could have survived a bit longer. So that's all for today, folks. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I will be back soon with another one, and I will all see you there. Take care of yourselves. That was Belgal. Ciao.